What is up, guys? Welcome back to Road to the 2 Comic Club. I know, I apologize, I've been uploading way too much. I apologize for spamming your feeds like that. I promise I will tone it down. No, I'm kidding. I really am so grateful for those of you guys. We still have 5,000 subscribers, and I actually hit that while I wasn't uploading, so I really want to thank you guys for tuning in, even for those of you who kind of caught me towards the end of my uploading. I'm not dead. My account didn't blow up. And you probably have a lot of questions. And so I have on my screen here my portfolio, but I'm just going to catch you up on all the assets that I own currently and show you where we are at on our road to the 2 Comic Club, because the road is not going to be straight and we're not going to be just, going 80 miles an hour to get there. Otherwise I would have got there by now. This is real life. There's ups and there's downs. I made some good decisions. I made some pretty bad decisions that I still regret to this day, and I will talk about that in the video. So if you have any questions, please leave a comment in the comment section below. I will respond to as many, or if not all of them. And I have been lurking my channel to read some comments, and it makes me feel so good that you guys still care about me. Like it makes me feel very happy, and I really appreciate and value you guys. And so I just need to make a video. So hopefully it'll be okay. I just wanted to get this uploaded. You're probably wondering, what is this layout? This is my layout for my Twitch streams. I started a YouTube channel based on Pokemon Go PvP, and I just got really into it, which is another reason why I haven't been uploading. I just been trying to get back, and I thought I could do all these channels at once in my business. It's been really hard for me to stay productive and handle everything I put on my plate. So that's kind of my own fault. So if you're wondering what this background is, this is the background I use for my Twitch streams. My YouTube channel is JR Skater if you are into Pokemon Go. But yeah, anyways, let's just get into what I currently own and just see what I have. And I'm going to talk about everything that I have so far. And okay, so I'm just going to go. Okay, so I have this much in my TD Ameritrade account. Now I have had to cash out 25 grand in 2018 for taxes. And I probably cashed out another 25 just to pay bills and pay off, help pay off my Tesla that I did buy, the Model 3. So that's been kind of a big expense for me, but it's been worth it. It's a safe car. I feel much better being in that car, and so it was a good investment for me. So I have cashed out quite a bit, but the fact that I'm still here after all that, I'm pretty happy with that. Let me just talk about the biggest mistake I've made since I last uploaded. So coronavirus happened, and Tesla, everything started tanking, right? And I was telling my friend Kevin, shout out to Kevin, we've been talking still to this day about stocks and stuff, and I was saying, dude, if Tesla comes down below, this was pre-split, keep in mind, if Tesla gets down below 400, I'm just gonna go all in. I don't care. I know this is just kind of a temporary thing, and I feel like Tesla is still gonna go up. So Tesla comes down to a little over $400. And then it touches 400, dips below for literally a day. And I was watching a hyperchange video, and I really do love hyperchange, but I'm kind of blaming him for a little bit. Ultimately it's my decision, but I watched his video and he was on the same camp as I was. He was saying April is the first full month of shutdown. Tesla had to close their factory. There's no way their stock can go up in April. There's just no way. And I agreed with him. But hearing him kind of validated my thoughts. And so I didn't buy Tesla. I think I had sold all my calls at that time, and I didn't buy it, and it just kept going up, and it kept going up, and it kept going up. And by the time I finally got into Tesla, it was probably in the $600 range. And had I just executed my plan, like I told my friend I would, had I just done that, I probably would be at least $2 or $3 million right now. So it's just one of those things where I don't like to think about it, especially because I was that close to just making that decision, and I didn't do it. I chickened out. I thought it would come down more, and I just, the biggest mistake I can say that I made in my trading career was that mistake. That was the biggest mistake I've ever made trading. So yeah, so I did get back in, did ride the wave quite a bit. So I did make a little bit of money, and so obviously you can see I'm higher than where I was before. This is the highest I've shown on my channel. So I am doing okay, and despite all the money I've cashed out, I'm still doing okay. So that's the story behind Tesla. So where am I at now in terms of, well, let me just talk about the cryptocurrencies, because I want to get that out of the way and then come back to stocks. So in terms of cryptocurrencies, I did get into Bitcoin, as you know, in 2018, but I sadly didn't put that much money into it. And then it came down, and I forget when it was, but it was like at 4,000. I put like $500 in. It came down to 3,500. I put another $500 in, but I didn't buy more. I should have bought more. Obviously, in hindsight, is 2020. But Bitcoin obviously is, around 50 grand right now. But I did get some more, and I'm just right at about 1 Bitcoin currently. So I have 0.97 about Bitcoin, and then I have 5 Ethereum. I forgot about 3 that I had in my hardware wallet because I hadn't checked it in like a year. So I still had some Ethereum. Bought a couple more on Coinbase. ADA, I have Cardano, and then I have some Stellar Lumens, and then I have just like a couple $100 in Cardano. So that's where my cryptocurrencies are. I don't have the totals off the top of my head because I'm recording this. The prices are always changing, but I will put my total amount of money I have in cryptocurrencies on the screen there as I'm filming this, February 24th, 2021. And so I would probably estimate, I don't know, like 55. I don't know what the actual number is off the top of my head. But if you add that with the stocks, we're at about 425 or so. So obviously it's really, really good. I'm happy where I'm at. I did cash out just today, 10 grand to put 7 into more Bitcoin and then keep the rest for, expenses. So if you add that 10 grand, or let's say 7 to this total, I currently have this much. I don't have the actual total there, but you can see it right there on the screen. That's where I'm at. And so it's not my all-time high, believe it or not. That whole Reddit Wall Street Bets thing did put me above like 525 grand or something at one point, and I made 82 grand that one day. That was my biggest one-day gain ever. And I'll talk about how I got that. But then the next day I lost 82 grand. So let's just get into that story, and then I'll get back into stocks, and then we'll just kind of wrap it up. So what happened? Let's see. So during coronavirus in November, I was thinking to myself, okay, vaccines are coming out relatively soon. I think people, if they're any at all like me, are gonna miss going to the movies, and I really do miss going to the movies. I love going to the movies. I used to go pretty regularly pre-COVID, and I bought like 90 call options in AMC back in November. I'd never heard of Wall Street Bets before. I don't go on Reddit at all, hardly. Fast forward to that whole thing in January. I wake up one day, check the stocks, and AMC is up like 300%, and I'm like freaking out. And I check my account, and it says I'm up like 60 grand at one. And that was the most I've ever been up, because prior to that, it was like 46 grand was the most I made in a day. But I'm not trying to flex or anything, but just everything goes up as you make more money in your account. So I was freaking out. This was my biggest one-day gain. And then I was hearing that I couldn't get into my account because everyone was having trouble logging in. It was really, really hard. But I managed to sell half of my calls. And I barely spent like 4 or 5 grand total on all those calls. And probably even less than that. And it was really, really, it was like dirt cheap when I bought it. The stock was like at $3 a share or something stupid. And I sold out like half of my calls. So I cashed out like 49 grand profit. And the next day, I lost that 82 grand. Literally made 82 the one day, lost 82 the next day. So I had my best day and my worst day back to back, I just kind of laughed because I knew this was just really weird trading activity. I had never seen this before, but unfortunately I didn't have any GameStop. But when GameStop went up, I did buy put options because I knew it would come back down. And I should have done that with AMC, but I didn't. I made that same mistake I did with the Tilray stock back in 2018. Should have bought the puts on the way down, but I didn't. But anyways, I got some GameStop puts, made a few grand on that, and then had some good gains there. And so let's see where we are at right now, and I want to talk about my current big time bets. So all right, so let me show you my positions currently, and I still have my hemp shares. They have done absolutely nothing, but that's okay. I have 100,000 shares of each. You can see I'm down a little bit on both, 1,800 on one, 1,400 on the other. I have increased, but again, I'm just holding that because it's only $800, $1,600. If I lose it, who cares? If it goes up, then that's going to be a big payday. So I'm just holding it. It's like a long shot bet, kind of like altcoins. I'm just holding it just in case something happens. You'll remember me buying some of those back when I was uploading regularly. Okay, so AT&T. I've been steadily adding. I've never sold, and this was what I was gonna do back in March of 2020. I was gonna sell everything and go all in on Tesla. I obviously should have, but I didn't. But it's kind of like my security blanket. And if worse comes to worse and I lose all my money on all my options, I still have at least 70 grand in AT&T that's paying great dividends, 7% right now. So it's $2.08 a share currently. So, multiply that by 2,392 shares. It's a decent chunk I'm getting from dividends, and I'm trying to just add to that as I go. That's kind of like my security blanket. So I got 70 grand worth of AT&T stock. Apple, I did have some good Apple calls, and I sold some for profit because I had some calls pre-split when they did that split in 2020. So I made a decent amount. I still have some Apple calls, as you can see on that far right column over, I can't mirror myself, but way on the far right column there, that's my total profit on these positions. So I'm up 23% on that 140 call, those 140 calls. I'm up 105% on the other 105 calls. That was the one I had pre-split. And okay, here's the big bet that I made. I just talked about AMC, but AMC came back down, and I'm thinking, okay, well, that was just a Reddit thing. That was just a fluke. That was just a one-off type of situation. Nothing changed with this my sentiment on the company. So I bought more calls, and so I ended up buying more calls. At one point, I had 420 calls, and I bought 69 more, kind of for the memes. But then I got 10 other ones that I forgot about. But yeah, so I have almost 500 calls, I think, if you add them all up, and I'm already doing pretty well on them. Some of the ones, like the ones that the $5.50 strike and the $8 strike, those are from my calls from back in November. I hadn't sold the rest of those positions yet. That's why I'm still up quite a bit on those, because I got those very, very cheap. The $20 strike column, obviously I'm down 68%. Don't know why there's 4 decimals there, but on the profit, down negative, $8,500, $83.20. But the other calls I'm currently up on, and you can see the ones that I recently bought, the 345. I bought those like a couple weeks ago with the 69 and the 10 and the 50. I think those 50 were from around that time. But anyways, overall up on those. But that's my big bet right now, that the movie theaters are going to open up. Everyone's going to go back to the theaters. It's not going to be full capacity, but still it'll be more than nothing. And so I feel like the stock can come up just on that sentiment alone. So that's kind of one of my big bets right now I'm making is AMC. So I'm really, really hoping AMC goes up. Because at one point my calls were up 1,000% when that Reddit thing happened. It was up over 1,600%. It was up something crazy. But they obviously came back down. Sorry, my phone keeps locking itself. Let's keep going. Now that's my AMC position. Now I do have Amazon, and I was at one point about even, and then it started coming back down. So now I'm down 78%. That's kind of hurting me right now. BlackBerry, I had those also. I bought those. A friend and I were talking about that, and I got that last year, so still up on those calls. Canopy Growth, I'm finally up on some new calls. I sold some old calls for a loss, but got some new calls and I'm currently doing well with those. Here are my GameStop puts that I'm down 59%. And then Jamia, which is it's kind of like an Amazon, I believe, like in Africa. My friend told me about it, so I just bought a call just for the heck of it. Doing well on that one. Nvidia, I was expecting to do well on this one, but I think my strike was too high when I bought it. And yeah, so that one's not doing well. There's Riot doing very well because of the cryptos are doing pretty well. So let me go to the full positions here to finish off this video. Roku has been doing very well for me. I sold one for I forget how much. It was like hundreds of percent return, and I bought a new one. So here is my largest position. Tesla, obviously. I'm a huge fan of Tesla. I've been talking about Tesla since the beginning of my channel, back when Tesla was like $100 and something a share pre-split. Like, it was dirt cheap at the time in relation to now. I've been talking about it my whole YouTube career, basically, on this channel. So obviously it's still my biggest position. I have, at this point, if you add up all my positions, it's over 100 and something thousand, like 111 right now, but it was more when the stock was doing well. And so let's go to that. I'm doing not great on this call. Right now I'm losing on quite a bit of them, but I'm doing okay on this 540 call that I had. I think I had that pre-split maybe even. So I'm still doing okay on that one. I did sell some for a profit. So the ones that I'm holding on to I'm not doing great on currently, but that July 16th 800 call I did buy yesterday. I got 2 of those, and so I'm up on that a little bit. And then finally, United Airlines, I bought those the same day I bought all those AMC calls because I figured, people are going to the movies, people are going to be traveling again once the vaccines come out and once cases start to go down. And you can see I'm already up 163% on those. And so far that bet has been paying off. But I'm still going to hold it because I have until September. So you can see the strike there, the expiration September 17th. So yeah, so that is where I am at currently. I'm trying to think if I left anything out. In terms of investments, that's what I'm doing there. My other YouTube channel, I started in like September 2019 and have trying to upload regularly there. I've only made like around $4,000 in revenue from that, between that and Twitch. So pretty negligible in terms of this. This is where like my bread and butter is. And yeah, so that's where I'm at. And I'm just going to leave the rest to you guys. I want you to comment in the comment section below how you've been doing. I want to catch up. I remember a lot of you from comments and prior videos, and so I do miss you guys and I want to talk to you. So please leave a comment. Please tell me how you've been doing. What are your thoughts on Bitcoin? What are your big bets? Like, what are you betting on right now? I just want to know. I want to talk to all you guys. And if you do want to post in the Facebook group, feel free. I do have a Facebook group. Just search Road to the 2 Comma Club. You should find it. I'm going to try to get back into that. There's a lot on my plate. I'm trying to manage everything, but just please bear with me. I will get back into things eventually. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, and hopefully I didn't leave anything out, and we will see you in the next one.